He says, I have always wondered why there are so many conspiracy theories, especially Vatican conspiracy theories, involving the Jesuits. Where did they come from, and is there any truth to them?
Oof. Well, this is a very difficult question to answer really easily or simply. Any area of life that's kind of involved and not entirely, not very simple, anything that's at all complex lends itself to conspiracy theories. And of course, there are real and actual conspiracies. The independence of the United States was brought about by a conspiracy, if you like, the founding fathers being the conspirators. It's where they come from, of course, is that the less people understand about the way a system works, and the more the system itself is kind of monopolized by a few, the more you'll have conspiracy theory, quote unquote. As far as the Jesuits go, they have been, since their foundation, the targets of conspiracy theory. And it was not unfounded in the sense that they were not the most open and honest of people. But you have to understand why that was. They would go into places like England and Northern Europe under assumed identities in order to minister to the persecuted Catholics. And these are people going to places like England or Sweden where it was a capital crime to be a priest. So, when you read the trials of the early Jesuits, the one thing that they're attacked for is being Catholic priests, which they'll be executed. And then the second thing is not admitting up front that they were Catholic priests. Well, they're trying to defend their lives and stuff. But because of this necessity, Jesuits in particular developed this whole system of what is called casuistry, which allows one to make mental reservations so that you can perform what would be in other circumstances a lie. Now, having said all of that, the Jesuits acquired as a result a more or less true, more or less false reputation for being crafty and dishonest. But they were also well known to be the most intelligent of the orders because up until the 60s, when they got rid of it, they had an extremely intense educational system. The idea was that any Jesuit, having had his education completed, although they did live in community, should be able to operate as a sort of missionary on his own in the middle of nowhere for 40 or 50 years. That was the idea behind the Jesuit education. Well, the most recent set, of course, of Jesuit conspiracy theories have to do with their role in the current collapse of the church. And of course, the fact that the Holy Father is a Jesuit himself doesn't help. The fact that, he just came out and said he sought psychoanalysis.
Oh, okay.
I haven't read the book yet, but...
What do you mean, the book?
Well, he's got a book about him that's just come out, in which he talks about his psychoanalysis and the women in his life and so forth.
Oh, what's it called?
I don't even know that. It's just come out.
Okay.
Fortunately, it wasn't on Eye of the Tiger, so it's not a joke.
Uh-oh.
Nah, it wasn't.
Okay.
So, anyway, and of course, my late lamented friend, Father Malachi Martin, certainly added to it with his book, The Jesuits.
Definitely.
And there's no doubt that an awful lot of the people who've helped bring us where we are people like Karl Rahner and Teilhard de Chardin, who were Jesuits. So, the problem is, unless you were somehow able to know everything about a given historical situation, you're not really in a position to say without a shadow of a doubt there was no conspiracy, or there was, if you see what I mean. If you knew, you'd be part of the conspiracy yourself, and that's the last person to ask. So that's the problem. Don't expect a straight answer for anything that involves conspiracy theories, because you won't get it.
Wouldn't Jesuits make a good target too because they're such a powerful order? I heard that they call the leader of the Jesuits the Black Pope
They used to, yeah.
because he's so powerful.
Yeah, and they used to be an extremely effective bunch, and they did an awful lot of good.
Yeah.
But since the council, as I say, they got rid of their educational system. There are still some good Jesuits flying around here and there, but by and large, it's a sorry order.
I have a follow-up question for you. Has any Vatican conspiracy theory ever turned out to be true?
No, none has ever turned out to be false either, because you've got no way of answering any of the questions. In other words,
there's no Soylent Green is people moment.
no, it's just
No
on and on and on.
Third secret of Fatima, open up the hidden vault, here it is.
No, there's no Geraldo Rivera and Al Capone's secret vault in Pius XII's cellar. No, I mean there's nothing like that. It's like the Kennedy assassination. It's like the French Revolution. It's like anything you want that is a major occurrence in history. You will never get a definitive answer. Because of the nature of the thing, a definitive answer is not possible.
Okay.
So that means you're free to believe that this is a conspiracy, our podcasts, or that it just happened. Your call.